7 o'clock. Time to go get some dinner.
Good morning, part-time weekend ranchers. We are out here this morning. It's pretty cold. We got a little bit of frost. But our project this morning is we're going to put down at a minimum the bottom board for the back 40 fence line.
And this is what Jen's talking about. Like I said yesterday, we pre-staged all 4 boards along the back post that we did almost about a year ago. They're a little lonely, so we're going to give them some companionship and put some boards up. And if we can do the bottom board, which is the hardest board, everything else after that should be relatively easy. And we'll show you how we put the bottom board and we string it all up.
All right, so what JC's doing is we have some line string you can buy at the local hardware store. The brighter the color, the better, so that you can see it. And basically he winds it around, and we want it to be, we're going to be putting the boards on the inside of the property, not the outside. And you do on the inside because when you put cows in here, they may push on the fence, and you want your strength on the board to be against it. So we're going to be putting them on the inside. So JC's stringing up the line. And how far are you going to go, honey?
As far as I can go. As
far as you can go. And you can either do one of 2 ways. You can either measure 12 inches, which is what we do, 12 inches from the bottom up, or you can do a straight line. And we'll show you what we mean by that, because, you know, the ground is going to curve. As you can see, it curves. Do you want it to be just straight, which is really kind of aesthetics, or do you want it to follow the contour and be exactly 12 inches off the bottom? So that's your choice you have to make whenever you're building a fence. So JC went ahead and strung it out, and then he's going to get the tape measure, and we're going to measure 12 inches from the bottom here and at the end, and we'll see how we do. So again, he measured
like 13 inches.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to keep a decent line.
Yep. And so this one will go down, went down a couple inches when he nailed that one. So we know we're keeping 12 inches. And the reason why we do 12 inches is that, one, it's a good distance for us to make sure nothing gets underneath, like the cows can't get underneath, baby cows can't get underneath. And when we put the 4 boards up, we get to the top. After about an hour and a half, we got the whole bottom board line strung. And now I'm going to go mow, and JC is going to go ahead and put up the rest of the 3 boards.
Jen has started mowing the west side of the property, what we refer to as RRR2, I'm sorry, RRR1. You can see the big difference there, where she's mowed and where she still has to mow. And the plan is to mow everything, all the flat area, all the way down there to the southern end. Got a lot of work to do. It takes about 2 full days, 16 hours, to mow this entire side over there. Alright, so we're starting putting up the other 3 boards like we did a little while ago. Jen and I ran the bottom board. Jen's mowing the RR1 side. That'll probably take her a couple of days to do that, and while she's doing that, we're dividing and trying to conquer, and I'm building the rest of the board fence by myself, or putting up the other 3 boards. We've talked about this in the past, and this is how the setup starts. So we ran the bottom board 16 feet, or 16-foot boards all the way down, and then you want to start your step or your tier process. So this first board, or the second one up, is an 8-foot section that I cut, and then you run another 16-foot board. The one above that, or the third board, is another 16-foot board, and then the one above that, or the top board, is an 8-foot board, and that's how you start. And then from here all the way down, I'll just start running 16 feet all the way down without having to make any more cuts. And the reason you want to do this, I think we've talked about this before, is on any single post you just want to have 2 weak points, which is where those 2 cuts are, and then that entire board, the bottom one and then the third one, give it strength. And every board or every post would be that way. So if a cow or something pushes up against it, you have only 2 weak points on every single post, and then 2 strong points as well, giving it extra strength. And then at the very end, I'll go ahead and put up the fascia board to clean it up, and then that also gives it extra strength. So, and how do we do the spacing? So we have these cheater boards, which is just leftover pieces from, I don't know, 2-3 years ago when we started building board fence, and you stick those in between to make sure your spacing is almost exactly the same all the time. They're 6-inch spacing between each board, and you just keep moving them over, and then it actually helps to rest the 16-foot board on them. Been at it for a couple of hours, still got all that left, and the chainsaw just broke, so I gotta go figure out how to fix that. So a little less than halfway, but this is how it's supposed to look. Not too shabby. Again, it still needs the fascia board that goes on every single post. That just makes it look clean, hides the seams, and then just gives it extra strength as well. A little bit better than where we started off. Definitely a lot better than a year ago. And we'll keep on pushing through. Either go borrow a chainsaw from my father-in-law's shed, or try to figure out how to fix this one. So a little more than halfway to go. All right, got my father-in-law's electric chainsaw, and it was able to work and do the job. So just about done. I can't go any further. That is actually not the end post. Jen and I were talking about it this morning. I think we got to clear this out. Our property line actually goes, oh, probably 30-40 more feet. I don't know if you can see the flag right there. That's where it goes. So we still need to clear this up, punch a couple of more posts, and that's the end. So this is as far as I can go, because if not, then you start screwing up the whole stair sequence. But that's what it looks like, minus the fascia board, which I still need to do. I need to cut 4-foot sections and then just nail them at every post, cover up the seams, and give it extra strength. So that's, I think it's 400 feet back here. So it's just about 400 feet of 4-board oak fence. Jen's still mowing, and slowly but surely the property is starting to look good. She's done an amazing job. It's around 3 o'clock in the afternoon, so she's been at it for, ooh, I don't know, maybe 6 hours, 7 hours. We had a little lunch break, but starting to take shape. Should leave the top over there, and then we'll make our way south. Looks good. We're done. We're done.
Yay!